Today I'm going to talk about a new way that you can make 10k a month online in 2025. Guys, make sure you watch this video to the very end. Honestly, if you're watching this video, you can literally start making 10k a month within 3 months of you applying everything that I talk about in this video. And sometimes you can actually make 10k very quickly. Like I've actually had a client who made 10k in their first month of working with me. So sometimes it's possible, but the only way you're actually going to be able to make 10k a month and implement everything that I'm talking about is if you watch this video to the very end. And if you can't watch this video to the very end, then ask yourself, do you even deserve to make 10k a month online? The answer is pretty simple. Now, if you're new to the channel, you're probably wondering, who is this guy? So my name is Alim and I used to work a 9-to-5 job in the UK. 11 months ago, I decided to quit my 9-to-5 job, move to Dubai. At the time, I had no savings. I had sort of a little bit of online income, but it wasn't enough to survive on. Now, literally 11 months later, I now own my own 6-figure coaching business. And my coaching business essentially is where I help 9-to-5 workers or any beginner really. I basically help them set up their own info business where they can sell their skills and knowledge to high ticket clients and essentially scale them up to 10k a month within 3 months of working with me. Now, if you do want to work with me, you can either DM me on Instagram or you can click the link in the description and book in a call with me. And what we'll do is we'll jump on a call and I'll see if we're a good fit to work together. But yeah, back to the video. Let me give you guys basically the full blueprint on how you can implement what I'm about to tell you. So step one, forget all of the different methods of making money online, right? There's drop shipping, affiliate marketing, YouTube, content creation, TikTok. You know, there's so many different ways to make money online. Forget about all of that. The only thing that I want you guys to focus on for the next 3 months is starting your own coaching business. Now, what is a coaching business? So essentially you're selling your skills and knowledge to high ticket clients. And guys, this is the best and most beginner friendly business model that any of you can start. Literally anyone can start this and start making money straight away. And the reason I say that is because I've seen it for myself. Not only have I seen people on the outside do this, but I've also seen a lot of my clients do the same. So how can you start your own coaching program? Well, firstly, you need to identify a skill that you have. Now, if you're struggling with this, I would recommend writing down on a piece of paper or on your phone all the skills that you're good at. Now, try to find skills that people have used you for, or people have asked you for because you're the expert. Try to find the skill. Like, it doesn't have to be anything crazy, right? Just find the skill that you're good at. Now, the skill can be literally anything, right? And I'll give you some examples of some coaching programs. For example, there's a coaching program that someone here in Dubai has started. It's a middle-aged woman, right? Now, if she can sell a program teaching people how to knit, then literally any niche would work. So make sure you look at your niche and find out a skill that you're good at. Now, you don't need to be an expert at that niche. You don't need to be an expert at that skill, right? A lot of people have this misconception they can't start a coaching program because they're not an expert, they don't have qualifications, or they don't have that much knowledge about it, but they're just good at it. Listen, if you're good at that skill, you can help someone. For example, let's say you're like a 7 out of 10 at that skill. Well, you can teach people that are a 2 out of 10 or a 3 out of 10 to get to maybe a 5 out of 10 or a 6 out of 10. Does that make sense? You don't need to necessarily be an expert. In fact, sometimes it actually might go in your favor that you're not an expert because you're closer to their skill level, so you could easily drag them up. Whereas sometimes professionals or people that are really highly skilled, they find it a little bit difficult working with total beginners. So let's say you now identified your skill. How do you package that into a coaching program, and what price do you charge? So the way you do this is that you incorporate one-to-one calls within your program. Now, you can include group coaching, you can include courses as well. The main foundation is one-to-one calls. You really need to include one-to-one calls in your coaching program. One, that will give your clients the best result, and two, it will allow you to give your clients the best results. That way you can work closer with your clients, and also it's just so much easier to sell. Gone are the days where you can sell courses and group coaching and all that kind of stuff. Those things work and those things are good as well, but honestly the best way for you to get results for your clients is to do one-to-one coaching. And plus, I don't believe in just selling courses themselves, right? Because people watch course videos and they'll get stuck, they'll need questions answered, and they can't just go into a course and ask questions, right? They want to speak to a real human, and that's why one-to-one calls work so well, because they can ask you questions directly. So definitely incorporate one-to-one calls and maybe do them frequently, like once a week or once a month. Again, it depends on your niche, it depends on your deliverables, it depends on how quickly you can get your clients the outcome. Now, once you've decided that, you need to then decide on a time frame as well. So is it a 3-month program? Is it a 6-month program? Is it even a 12-month program? Or do you charge monthly for it? You need to work out how your program will work. You need to also identify your target audience. You need to identify the people that you're going to talk to. Now, with your target audience, when you're looking at your target audience, you need to also look at, will they be able to afford this? You also need to look at how valuable your skill is as well, because yes, you can make probably 10, 15, 20k a month, but if your skill is more valuable, there's more room to scale. But you need to ask yourself, what sort of income are you happy with? Are you happy with 10k a month? Are you happy with 15k a month? Would you want to scale later on? If you do, then you need to ask yourself questions like, will this niche be scalable? And there's many ways you can actually test if a niche is good, right? Like, for example, you could search it on YouTube, and if the video topic is getting a lot of views, then you have a lot of potential clients. So now, once you've decided your niche, your target audience, your deliverables, the one-to-one calls as well, how do you get clients to sign on your coaching program? Well, there are a number of ways to do it, right? Now, I'll tell you the most expensive way, which is paid ads. Now, paid ads is great, okay, because that allows you to create make predictable income because you can pay for traffic. The other way is through outbound, so you can reach out to potential clients. The other way is by hiring setters who will essentially do that job for you and you pay them on a commission basis. The other way is through cold outreach through emails, sometimes cold calling. Again, it depends on your niche. But honestly, guys, the best way to actually do it is through organic content. And when I say organic content, I'm talking about mainly YouTube. YouTube is one of the best social media platforms. Honestly, if you don't use YouTube for your business, you are seriously missing out. So in my opinion, the best thing to do is set up a YouTube channel, talk about your product, talk about your niche, talk about your program, and essentially create videos around it. So for example, if your program's talking about, how to play a piano, you'd literally create videos around how to play a piano. And in the videos, you'd give as much value as possible. Then what you do is make sure you have a website, which is like a landing page with a VSL on there. So VSL is essentially a video sales letter. And essentially your video sales letter should talk about your program, the type of people you want to help. And then your landing page should be very simple. It should have a big book a call option. You then need to create a Calendly page, which you will link with your book a call button. So essentially when they click that book a call button, it will take them straight to your Calendly page. And on this page, they can book in a call with you. Now the next thing is a sales call. So you then need to take a sales call with the client. You need to go through objection handling. You need to ask them questions. You need to find out as much information about your client as possible and make sure you qualify your client. Don't just sign anyone. Even if they are willing to pay the money, don't just sign anyone, because at the end of the day, you want to get clients that you can genuinely help. And you don't want to get in a position where you sign a client where you don't feel like you can genuinely help them. They eventually sign in your program and you couldn't deliver the outcome promised. What's then going to happen is you're going to get a bad reputation and that client's going to walk away very unhappy. Also, one thing that you shouldn't do is offer guarantees. For example, guarantee that you'll get them X amount of clients, or guarantee you'll get them an outcome within a certain period of time and then they'll get a refund if you don't. Don't do that, because a lot of people are doing that in the market today, and usually you've got to jump through so many different terms and conditions to meet the requirements of a refund. And at the end of the day, you're going to get people that will jump onto your program who are basically looking at the promised refund and won't put in the work, and then they think, okay, cool, I can just get a refund. You don't want those type of clients. The whole point of this business model is that you get high quality clients, and obviously you need to be good at objection handling. So if they come on the call and let's say they're happy with the program but they want to think about it, they want to ask their wife, or they'll come back to you, you need to be good at objection handling. When you speak to them, just try to understand the situation, but also explain to them that they've jumped on this call for a reason. You should ask them, does this coaching program help you? Do you see this coaching program as something that can actually help you? And most times they'll say yes, it does. And you just need to dig a little bit deeper and find out exactly why they're not looking to sign up. Now let's say you've gone through the objection handling and finally the client agrees. Well, you then send them a payment link. The client will then pay you, and now the client is part of your program. But it doesn't end here. You now need to deliver value to that client. Now if you've done one-to-one calls every week or every month, you need to fulfill that promise. You need to actively work on creating a plan for your client, and you need to work really closely with your client to get them the results that they're after. A lot of people at this stage, they don't care about their clients, and what tends to happen is a lot of their clients just end up leaving, or they'll ask for refunds and all that kind of stuff. Look guys, if you're going to work with clients, you need to give them the best possible experience and also give them the best possible result. Now there will be difficult clients, there will be clients that just won't work hard, and that's okay, that's normal, that happens in every business. But make sure you ask yourself, are you giving everything you can to this client? For example, with my coaching business, right, I work really hard with my clients. A lot of my clients message me and I basically give them instant responses. I reply straight away. Sometimes I jump on extra calls with them, and honestly I care about my clients. That's why I'm able to get such fantastic results for them. So guys, forget every other business model out there. There are so many business models out there. If you're watching this video, look, if you want to make 10k a month, you're probably looking at all these business models, right? Drop shipping, you probably tried it and it didn't work. Affiliate marketing, you probably tried it didn't work. Or you're looking at a business model to try and go full in. And guys, this is something I wish I knew much earlier, because a coaching program is one of the best ways for you guys to make money online. And at the end of the day, guys, you're helping people. So again, if you do need any help with all of this stuff that I mentioned in this video, you can either click the link in the description and book a call with me, or you could DM me on Instagram. We'll jump on a call and I'll see you for a good fit to work together. So make sure you follow everything that I've outlined in this video, and there's no way that you won't make 10k a month.